Today I've got 3 short clips that highlight the absurdity that is the International Space Station. And what better place to start than with my old mate Victor Glover. Victor has a smile to melt 1,000 hearts, but unfortunately Victor is part of a pantomime that deceives millions of minds. Today Victor is joined by Dr. Kate Rubins, and it would seem Dr. Kate is going to star in today's video as she gets the microphone cable she's using all wrapped up in her invisible harness. Very strange. We'll watch the video, the short clip, normal speed, then we'll come back and watch it in slow motion in all its pantomime glory. See if you can spot it, the very obvious problem here.
I guess I'm not going to get a flip out of you guys, but I appreciate your time. Dr. Kate Rubins, Commander Victor Glover, thank you so much for your time. Be safe and Godspeed to you guys. Now, there they go. There they go. I love it. Well, the space station will be passing over our heads this evening, unfortunately.
Did you see it? I'll be disappointed if you didn't spot it. Let's come back. Let's go all slow motion here. Turn the volume down, and let's watch this in all its pantomime glory here as this cable to the microphone gets hitched on nothing. Here it comes. Get ready. She's desperately trying to unhitch it, but look. Caught on absolutely zero here. Look at the look in the eyes. It's like even Victor's $1 million smile here is starting to dissipate. But look, what a charade. Quick, Victor, get it off. Unhitch me. And we'll come back again. She knows she's in trouble at this point. Desperately trying to get it unhitched. Swapping hands at the back here. You wouldn't need to do that if you weren't on wires. But no, it's too late, love. Look at it. Look at the state of it. Hanging off like to the right of her ear there. And let's see Victor's $1 million smile dissipate here as the realization of these two have made a serious boo-boo. Straighten up. She knows. She's like, that wasn't too great. And look, Victor's smile here. The $1 million smile disappear right before your eyes. Yeah, you blew it, guys. I've got to ask. What was the doctor's vector, Victor? Her heading was all over the shot there as she wrapped around that harness. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, we're going a little bit old school here with some old school shuttle footage, which, bearing in mind the shuttle supposedly built the International Space Station, and look at this old space shuttle footage in a second. Look at how bad this is. Rather than age like a great old wine, this stuff has aged terribly. Why? Because it's obviously fake. The globe is scientifically impossible anyway, but let's put that aside and just look at the state of the footage that is provided here.
Inside of the airlock, we're checking out our suits, getting ready for the first EVA. Now we've jumped ahead several hours, obviously, because Takao and I are perched on foot restraints inside of the payload bay. Kevin and Steve have piloted the orbiter up to within arm's reach of the satellite. And what we're doing is just observing it.
Now, it's the next shot is some of the most ridiculous space shuttle footage I've come across. Get ready for it.
Now we're watching for its motion, for its speed, for its direction, for the modes, getting ready to make the capture. Now, I have to remind everybody here that because everything looks so slowly, it doesn't mean that it is.
I've got to remind you, me old mate, that footage is shocking. Fair play for keeping it together there while supposedly narrating that as supposedly truth, real footage, but quite obviously that's some of the worst footage when viewed in modern times of the space shuttle that is knocking about. Look at it.
Observing it now. We're watching for its motion, for its speed, for its direction, for the mode.
It's like a car battery satellite with a model and a projection of the pantomime globe Earth. That, folks, is terrible.
Getting ready to make the capture. Now, I have to remind everybody here that because everything looks so slowly, it doesn't mean that...
Now, bearing in mind the space shuttle supposedly built the International Space Station. And with that in mind, what better way to end than with the infamous NASA official footage of essentially an Airfix model space shuttle docked to an International Space Station that looks like it's been made out of empty bog rolls wrapped in tin foil, an Airfix model space shuttle, party straws and mosaic tiles. So let's have a look. Horst supposedly doing ridiculous speeds for a vacuum, but all this is quite clearly, obviously, a model in a dark room with a globe earth projected. The globe earth's scientifically impossible anyway. We'll put that fact aside for a minute and entertain this silliness. And then we look at it. I mean, look at the state of this footage. Obvious model. We've got an Airfix model docked to a bog roll. Nice one, NASA. And that is the International Space Station. We've got $1 million smile disappearing because of a harness failure with Victor there and his doctor friend. We've got terrible space shuttle footage showing how awful this space pantomime has aged. Rather than age like a beautiful old wine, it's aged terribly because it's obviously fake. And then we finished off with the infamous Airfix model space shuttle docked to essentially bog rolls wrapped in tin foil under the guise of somehow a real space station has a space shuttle docked to it while going round a cannonball Earth, which is scientifically impossible anyway. You look at this footage and it is laughable. Remember, people like myself stand by the things that are simply true, and those things alone tell me that thing on the right on our screen is impossible anyway. Yet alone the evidence they cite, harness failures, Airfix models docked to bog roll wrapped in tin foil, and terrible bits of space shuttle footage. Oh dear. It is what it is. My bias originally, I had to fight it, was I wanted the Earth to be a ball. It's not. Clearly, scientifically impossible. Then you look at the evidence that is quite often cited, the International Space Station, and that is a pantomime. No one doubts something goes across the sky, but what we are shown is clearly not what is going across the sky. Otherwise we wouldn't have harness failures, terrible footage, Airfix models docked to bog rolls. It is what it is. The Earth is not a ball, and NASA are nothing more than a pantomime company.